The date is the 18th of February 2020. Dortmund 2, PSG 1. Haaland scoring a brace obviously and Neymar scoring on the other side. Incredible game. But the thing I'm here to point out is the Champions League account on Twitter posted a question with a video of a jersey swap between two players. The question was Jadon Sancho or Kylian Mbappe. Now obviously at the time you could still say that Mbappe was the better player, but it shows the type of conversations that Sancho had himself in. And it's kind of obvious when you look at his last 3 seasons at Dortmund. In the 18-19 season he had 13 goals and 20 assists. In the 19-20 season he had 20 goals and 20 assists. And in the 2020-2021 season he had 16 goals and 20 assists before moving to Manchester United. He was a full England international. He was looked at as one of the wonder kids in football, even alongside his teammates being Jude Bellingham and Erling Haaland. And you look 4 years later, Jude Bellingham is at Real Madrid, Haaland is at Manchester City, and Sancho is on loan at Aston Villa. Now, if that doesn't point out how concerning this thing is, Sancho went from being discussed on Sky Sports to being discussed on the Joe Budden podcast.
Knows the play.
That is true.
All we know is that they eventually got in a relationship.
He's right.
If that doesn't make it concerning, he is being discussed on Academics YouTube channel. Okay?
How much does Jadon Sancho make? Gotta figure out his salary too. What?
At this current moment, Jadon Sancho is 25 years old, and if he's not really serious about football right now, he probably has like 6 more years left. But I know how good this guy is. So if Jadon Sancho can put his head down and lock in, maybe he can finally wake up. So with Sancho, if you're a fan of him, a casual football fan, or just a hater, you can't deny this man's level of talent, right? He is a very technically gifted footballer. He has good IQ, can take on a player 1v1. Like, he has a lot of things that make him a good player. Like, we've seen him at the start of the decade, he was really, really good, right? So we can't deny his talent. But some of his decisions, right, and the controversies that have gone into this has been very questionable, right? And as a Sancho fan, I've kind of gone through these 5 different tolerance levels, right, that we are going to go through, like from 1 to 5. At level 1, we got, I still got you. I still got you, bro. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, self-explanatory with that one. Level 2, we got, this can kind of go anyway, but I still got you. You know what I'm saying? Also, self-explanatory. Level 3, I got, I'm still with you, but like, you know what, lock in, bro. Lock in. Like, it's getting a bit shaky, but lock in. You know what I'm saying? Level 4 is like, okay now, let's switch on. Let's switch on, bro. Let's switch on. Like, you're making this difficult. You're making this difficult. And then level 5, we have, okay, pack it up, buddy, right? Those are the 5 levels. And now let's kind of go through all of them one by one. So let's start with level 1. I still got you, bro. So let's just go back to like 2022. Sancho signs for Manchester United for like about 70 something million, right? And then doesn't really start off well. I don't know if you guys remember this, but yes, he was the inaugural 007, bruh. He started everything. He started everything. I hate that it was him, right? Hey, I hate that it was him. I can't really laugh at the meme all the time, you know, about other players like Isak or Wirtz or whatever, because Sancho started everything, you know what I'm saying? He didn't really play well at the start of his United career, obviously. He wanted to play on the left, but he was forced to play on the right wing. But on the left, we had Rashford already. We had Martial playing on the left as well. Dan James, also someone who primarily played on the left before he came to United. All of our right wing options wanted to play on the left as well. So it was very difficult. He played on the right and didn't really get into it under Oli. But I was there with him, tolerating that, you know, his performances weren't good. But you know, it will eventually get better when we get a better manager. So in the 22-23 season, when Tenhag finally arrives, we see, in my opinion, the best version of Sancho. Of course, he went off for like 3 months, you know, the mental health thing, and then came back eventually. And then after he came back, genuinely the best version of Sancho at Manchester United we saw. And it was clear. So maybe I was right in believing in Sancho. And then we move on to level 2. This can go anyway, but I still got you. So basically the Ten Hag thing. He came in, gave Sancho his best season, and then it fell out. We lost 3-1 to Arsenal, and then Ten Hag came out after the game saying, you know, Sancho ain't good enough, all those things, throwing Sancho under the bus, right? Which is something he's doing a lot. Something he's doing a lot. He's beefing with Rafael Varane, by the way. Sancho retaliates. He says, I can't remember what the statement was. I'll probably put it up on the screen. But yeah, there's beef between the two. And then he gets frozen out for like 6 months. Now, in this situation, you can go anyway, right? You can go on the Ten Hag side, you can go on the Sancho side. I could understand both sides. That's what I'm saying. You can go anyway. And I still, but for me, I still got Sancho. You know what I'm saying? He went out on loan to Dortmund. we saw Sancho again. Not to the Dortmund levels, the first one, but we can see that this guy's developing well. And he went up against Nuno Mendes, destroyed him, and even got into a Champions League final with Dortmund, unfortunately losing that one. We saw what Sancho was capable of. Now we move to level 3. I'm still with you, but kind of step it up, bro. Tensions with Tenhag don't get better. He doesn't play any of the 3 games. I think he was in the squad for United at the time, and then gets loaned out to Chelsea, right? Starts incredibly, winning man of the match, getting a few assists and all those things. Like, he was doing incredible at Chelsea. And I remember he scored against Spurs as well. Like, he was doing really, really good at Chelsea. And I was like, okay, this is the Sancho that we still wanted. You know what I'm saying? He had a really good season at Chelsea and even ended up scoring in the Conference League final, winning Chelsea the Conference League. And was probably going to sign for Chelsea permanently. And here's where the other stupid decision happens. He decides, I'm not going to stay here, right? I'm not going to stay here. I don't want to lower my wages, which we will get into soon. Right, we will get into soon. But he says he does not lower his wages, so yeah. So Chelsea end up buying out that loan clause thingy, and then he had to go back to United. Right. Actually, I forgot to mention one of his first stupid decisions that I admit was really stupid is that at the start of the season when he went to Chelsea, Juventus also offered to bring him to the club. From my POV, I was like, you know what, Sancho, go to Juventus, leave the media behind, leave the fan base that hates you behind, restart, and you can do incredibly well at Juventus. Right. But he decided to stay in the Premier League and stay in Chelsea, which did help eventually. He did play well for Chelsea, but the media didn't get off his back. The United fans didn't get off his back, so it was a bit difficult for him. So I thought, you know what, hey, maybe he's making a good decision. But then he decided not to stay at the Chelsea team that was really doing good, that went on to win the Club World Cup, by the way, and are competing to win the Premier League this season. So was it a stupid decision on his head? Yes. But you know what? I'm still with you, right? Now we move on to level 4. Okay, let's switch on now, bro. Now it's kind of clear that Sancho's not going to get into Amorim's good books. I don't know what Amorim's good books are. It's probably like some crutch stuff, and I don't know. He was probably never going to make Amorim's team, so he was going to be sold anyways, right? AS Roma came in and said, you know what, Sancho, come to Italy. We'll help you play, and we'll see where we go from there. I think Napoli also came in with an offer. Antonio Conte is kind of building a super team in Italy. You know what I'm saying? The same thing happens. I'm not dropping my wages, which we will get into. And then eventually on deadline day, signed for Aston Villa. Now this is an Aston Villa side that has lost its edge, and they are very, very disappointing this season. Very disappointing. And when you look at Sancho's games, he's played like 3, and in total has like 8 minutes of game time. 8 minutes of game time. That is very, very disappointing, and another bad decision on Sancho's part, right? And that's when we get into level 5. Aight, man, let's pack it up. Let's pack it up, buddy. At the start of the video, I mentioned that this guy was being discussed in the Joe Budden podcast on DJ Academics' channel. This guy's an idiot, bruh. Oh my. This guy is an idiot, bruh. Tell me why during the international break, right? By the way, my nation qualified for the World Cup. Shout out South Africa. But back to it. Tell me why during the international break, I am hearing a girl named Maybach May, right? Maybach May saying, hey, Sancho, pay me my money. Pay me my money. I'm like, hey, what's going on here? It's probably some stupid stuff, right? I'm hearing and seeing these, big pages post about Sancho, and I'm like, what could this be about? You know what I'm saying? This might be serious, right? They're talking about Saweetie, and when they speaking about Saweetie, they're definitely not talking about her music, Brad. Name 5 Saweetie songs, by the way. Name 5. Okay, you can't. Let's get back into it. How can I explain the situation in the most PG way possible and still make money from this? I don't want to get demonetized, okay? Maybach May, right, gives out women, right, to people in exchange for money, right? That's allegedly, yes, let's put that out there, allegedly. Now, according to the Joe Budden podcast, what they think, okay, I didn't think I'd be referencing the Joe Budden podcast on this thing. But apparently on that podcast, they were like, Sancho and Saweetie eventually fell in love. And then Saweetie was like, you know what? You don't have to pay Maybach May, right? You don't have to pay Maybach May. We fell in love. Let's just move on with life, right? And they were together for some time. Sancho even got her tattoo, like behind his ear or something, right? And now, during the international break, Maybach May is just releasing screenshots of everything and like calling Sancho slow and like a lot of things, bruh. And for this to come, right at the point where Sancho is at like the lowest point of his career, like out on loan at Aston Villa, not getting enough game time at Aston Villa. And now reports are coming out that your girlfriend is like, doing some crazy stuff, right? And you owe owing a madam a lot of money, This is next levels of low, bruh. But yeah, what do you think about this whole Sancho situation? Obviously, you can always voice your opinions in the comment section down below. I'd love to read them and also try to respond to them. But yeah, we've made it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But for me, it's been Tenhag, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.